We may be seeing one of the clearest indications of weakness on the NASDAQ right now, and I don't think most people are seeing it. Price is currently trading underneath every daily anchored VWAP from the uptrend that was built over the course of the last couple months. That's not just today's VWAP, it's not just one random VWAP that I put on the chart somewhere. It's every one of these VWAPs. It's every one of these levels, and we've traded underneath them, and now we're coming back into it. This matters because the VWAP represents an average paid price built over the course of an auction. When we anchor to the beginning of a move, we can get an idea of where all of the participants who entered in the auction are positioned, what their average price might be, and we can see where the price is in relation to those levels. Right now, the market is trading below all of those levels up here. And that means that all of the people who entered in the course of that uptrend are now no longer profitable. When they're no longer profitable, that means they're going to start selling their positions for a loss if the price doesn't come back up to where they need. And many of them may now be trapped. Let me show you what I mean. This is where this uptrend started. You can see the break of the trend line and the failed second entry short. And then after the market begins trending up, I took it upon myself to go ahead and mark every single day as the market was coming up, so we get an idea of how the trend was developing over time. During a healthy uptrend, you might see a retest of one or two of these levels, but as these price points are built into the uptrend and we've cleared beneath all of them, that indicates that there's major structural problems in the market. Price should generally remain above the VWAP. Instead of that happening and buyers keeping the momentum going, we can see that the market has gone below all of these levels, and we are currently trading back up into them. A lot of times on these failed trends, you'll see a retest of the VWAP as a level, and then if the market then rejects it, we're going to get a move back in the direction of the major trend. When I say a move back in the direction of the major trend, I'm not referring to a move in the direction of the major uptrend, but instead the current intermediate downtrend that we're in. You see the market's gone back into these blue price points, and if we get a break of the shortest term time frame trend, we could see the market begin to sell off pretty violently. Now, I don't use these levels to establish short positions right away, especially on an intraday chart. If you're a day trader or something like that, you need to wait for a failure on the shortest term time frame. But we can see that the market's already retested the VWAP anchored at the bottom of the swing low twice, and it retested it pretty quickly thereafter. Normally when the market hits the VWAP and then hits it again, it's indicating that the price doesn't want to accelerate away from that, and the current trend is actually weak. So if we're saying that the current uptrend, which is formed off that swing low, is weak, and we have a major structural downtrend, if we get a break of that uptrend, we could see prices flush very quickly here. I've anchored one more VWAP here, which is the day that had the highest volume on the open. These are critical reference points when we have high volume events. We can use that to assume that traders have been establishing positions, and where the price goes relative to that is going to tell us more about the overall direction in the intermediate trend. We can see that the market already tried to go above it once and then came back down. If we get a break of the VWAP marked in white towards the bottom, that's going to be our intermediate term or a short-term trend failure, and the market's very likely to accelerate and go look for better levels of support. And I've added another VWAP anchored at the top of the swing high where the downtrend started. And we can see that the market came above it, attempted to hold above that, and then actually failed again, and now we're trading below it again. So that tells us that the downtrend reversal is weak. We're trading up into major resistance. In fact, many lines of major resistance. And we're going to go retest an uptrend that's already been tested twice. What does that say for the overall market outlook? Well, I can't say for sure, but I do know that as we're accelerating back down to that white line, we better hold on to our horses or our hats. None of this is investment advice or predictions in any way, but I don't like the way the chart looks. Thanks for watching. If you like the videos, like, comment, subscribe, do all that sort of stuff. And as always, none of this is investment advice. That being said, if the market breaks below this white line, I'm going to take a short, and I'm hopefully going to hit the bottom of this range. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that typical YouTube stuff.